All right, let's talk about something that isn't just coming. It's already here, and it's turning our world upside down, starting right in the classroom. We're diving into the massive shift in education that's being powered by artificial intelligence.
So let's kick things off with a number that's, well, it's pretty staggering 70%. That's how many CEOs are convinced their companies could literally become obsolete in less than a decade if they don't figure out AI. And this isn't just some boardroom drama, it's a massive blinking red light for all of us about the speed of change we're dealing with.
Make no mistake, this pressure to adapt isn't just a business problem. It's a full-blown societal transformation. And one of the places it's hitting, right where it matters most, is in our schools. It's fundamentally changing the game of how we teach, and more importantly, how we learn.
To really get a sense of how huge this is, just look at how we got here. We went from hunting to farming to building factories, and then to the information age we've been living in. Each one of those shifts took, what, centuries? Now we're stepping into what's being called Society 5.0, a super smart society where AI is just woven into the fabric of our physical world. And this time, it's happening in the blink of an eye, not over centuries. Okay, so that's the big picture. But what does this super smart society actually look like on the ground? Let's zoom right in and take a look inside a real AI-powered classroom.
For this, we're going to dive into a really cool case study from a graduate-level English course run by Dr. Hiroyuki Obari. He and his team ran this fascinating experiment where they just went all in. They fully integrated a whole suite of AI learning tools into their class just to see what would happen with real students. And when I say all in, I mean it. The students got a full AI toolkit. We're talking everything from ChatGPT for brainstorming to specialized writing assistants like Grammarly and Scribbo, and even an AI-powered speaking test called Progos. But here's the key. These tools weren't there to replace the teacher. Think of them as these super-powered personal assistants for every single student.
But here's the brilliant part. It wasn't a free-for-all. They had a very structured four-step process. First, students had to do the work themselves, write their own draft. Then, and only then, could they use the AI tools to help revise it. But the last two steps, that's where the magic really happens. They had to analyze what the AI suggested and then reflect on why those corrections were better. This is what turned the AI from just a fancy spell checker into a genuine one-on-one tutor.
So the theory sounds amazing, right? A personalized AI tutor for every student. But the big question is, did it actually work? I mean, for real, did the students get any better? Well, let's look at what the data says. Okay, so before the course kicked off, every student took an AI-proctored speaking test. On average, their score was a 5.25. Now, for those who don't know the lingo, that puts them at a B1 level. Basically, they could get by, handle everyday chats, but they weren't exactly delivering nuanced speeches. This was the starting line. And then came 14 weeks. 14 weeks with AI woven into everything they did, every assignment, every practice session. So, what happened next? The results? Honestly, they're pretty incredible. The average score shot up to 6.12. That pushed the whole group up to B1 high, which is the very top of that intermediate range. They didn't just learn a little, they made a real, measurable leap in their ability to communicate effectively. Now, for all you data nerds out there, and for anyone thinking, well, maybe they just got lucky, the researchers crunched the numbers. They got a p-value of 0.0386. In plain English, that means this was not a fluke. The odds of this happening by random chance are super, super low. The model, the whole experiment, it worked. So, wow, we've got pretty clear proof that this human plus AI team-up is a game changer in the classroom. So let's zoom back out for a second and talk about the huge idea that's really driving all of this. It's a concept called collective intelligence. It sounds complex, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Collective intelligence is all about that extra power, that enhanced capacity we get when people and technology work together to get something done. The whole point is synergy. It's not about us versus the machines. It's about us with the machines. Human plus machine. And the reason this partnership is so powerful is that we're both good at completely different things. The AI is amazing at what you could call exploitation. It handles the grunt work, optimizes repetitive tasks, sorts through massive amounts of knowledge, and makes everything more efficient. And that frees us humans up for exploration,
to be creative, to use our intuition, to think critically, and to solve those messy, complex problems that don't have a simple answer in a database. And, this powerful new reality, it kind of forces us to ask a really, really big question. A question that gets right to the heart of who we are in this new world. So think about this for a second. In a world where an AI can know pretty much everything that's ever been written instantly, what's our job? What's our unique purpose? What makes us special? Where do we add the value?
Well, the answer, it seems, is that we have to climb higher. It's not about memorizing facts anymore. It's about how we use them. The skills that matter now are things like critical and creative thinking, real analysis, and evaluation. It's about having a worldview, a sense of ethics, understanding different cultures, and maybe the most important one of all, developing the ability to see the unseen, to find the connections and the meaning that the raw data can't show you.
And that idea, it brings us to one final, really profound thought that Dr. Obari left his audience with. He quoted, "We fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." You see, in an age where the machines are getting incredible at mastering the seen world, the data, the facts, the code, maybe our real future, and the whole point of education now, is to get better at exploring that unseen world, the world of wisdom, of meaning, and of what it actually means to be human.